everyone, Dave back with another Literalist reaction video. I have grown up a very conservative kid. I was not allowed to listen to much music, so my buddy John Doe, who for many legal reasons can't really show his full face, he has been introducing me to music for years. Unfortunately, we don't live in the same area anymore, so we decided to do it virtually, and since it's digital anyway, we decided to share with you. What do we got today, John?
Well, what we're going to do today is going to do a little Free Will.
Free,
I know, Dave, that's
like Free
one of
Willy?
your
Is the soundtrack of Free Willy?
no Free Willy. It's just plain old Free Will. It's song by Rush. We haven't looked at Rush yet, and so I think that this would be a good. I know you're probably familiar with songs like maybe Tom Sawyer.
It sounds familiar. I know I've heard Rush songs. You know, I think they're.
Right. Yeah.
You probably heard Rush songs in the grocery store, if nowhere else.
No, probably not yet.
Yet?
It's only a matter of time before Metallica's in the grocery stores.
Little Sandman for your picking out your
Yes. Yeah. While
a
you're
little
sampling the
bonbon
fruit.
action.
Right, yes. Exactly. So anyway, this album came out in 1980. It was produced in 1979. So this album was produced at pretty much the height and yet somehow the tail end of disco. So
Okay.
Rush knew that a change was going to come, to quote Sheryl Crow, and they were trying to ease themselves into what their next style of music would be. However, this song, Free Will, is the last song they ever recorded with Geddy Lee using his high-pitched vocal style that epitomizes Rush up to that point.
Wait, so the lead singer stayed the lead singer, but he just sang differently.
No, on this song he still sings the way he always had, but it's the last song on that they ever recorded where he sang with that high pitched style.
Okay, but like in the future, then the same dude sang a different way for other albums.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
that's
And
kind of interesting.
different songs on this album. This was kind of a farewell to the old style.
All right, well, let's give it a listen. Free Will, sponsored by TED Talks. Not officially. They don't give us money. Boy, it just gets going. All right, we gotta talk about this for a minute. So I don't think that the style of this song. So it sounds so upbeat. Like this style of this song sounds happy. It sounds excited about life, and none of the lyrics go along with that.
Well, I would disagree that ultimately the lyrics are a celebration of sorts.
I think he says some things that don't quite make sense, though. Like, I will choose free will. Either you have free will or you don't have free will. Ironically, free will is the thing you couldn't choose to have. So,
And When you do the full review, literally at the end of the song, we'll get into what Neil Peart, the drummer who writes all the lyrics for Rush songs ever since he joined the band.
A drummer wrote all the lyrics.
Yeah, he's the thinker in the band.
Huh, good for him. Usually you tell me drummer jokes, and they don't seem to be the brightest.
No, well, I mean, the only way you can tell the drum riser is level is if drool comes out of the drummer's mouth evenly on both sides.
See? I told you. All right, let's get back to it. All right, so that solo, it slapped. It was good. That was a great solo. That was thoroughly enjoyable to listen to that section of the song. I know I've mentioned this before, but like, man, some of these old songs, like they just let the music breathe. Incredible musicians that just really take the time to lay it down. That solo, personal opinion, obviously, was way better than that drug dealer song you played me.
Well, I would argue that maybe someday you'll appreciate the Steely Dan solo you're talking about from Kid Charlemagne. But they're both complicated solos, and that one was one of, according to Alex Lifeson, the guitar player, one of the more difficult solos he ever wrote.
I always felt like solos were just like jamming. It's kind of strange to think about like a guitar player sitting down and writing a solo. It makes perfect sense. What I've said is dumb to think that. But
No.
from not knowing, it just seems like it.
You're right in that a lot of solos come from just playing, but some guitar players simply feel it and play it, and some guitar players feel it, play it, and then sharpen it.
Like crafting a good joke as a comedian. Sure, the
Yeah,
initial joke might be great, but you could probably make it a whole lot better if you took the time to.
exactly.
All right,
Exactly.
makes sense. Makes sense. All right, let's finish the sucker up. Oh, that was fun. That was a good song. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed from the beginning. I still think now, having heard the entire song, read all the lyrics, I still think that it sounded very happy comparative to a lot of the imagery. But at the same time, now that I've had time to sort of digest the entirety of the work, I think that the tone fits a lot. I here's my take on what this song's about. Ready?
Okay.
I think that he is elated that he has come to the position in his life where he's realized he's not into the whims of various made up religions. He can choose whatever he wants, one of those pre made celestial things, a religion, or he can choose to actually take time to think and experience and have free will. And I think he feels a real sense of freedom having maybe come out of something that was very oppressive in his early life. And now the world seems wide open and new. And he gets that he could choose something different than he was handed his whole childhood.
I
That's
would
my hot
say
take.
the Literalist has scored again. I think so far you are up on your Literalist views because I think you really did catch the heart and theme of what was going on there. Different people have called that, like an atheist anthem, and I
Oh, sure,
wouldn't
I could
call it
see
that.
that. I don't think I would go that route because I don't think he's championing atheism, and this is probably a different discussion, John. But real quickly, I think that um, a lot of people misconstrue atheism as another belief set when it's not at all. It's just saying, nah, man, I know that that's not true, but I don't necessarily know what is true. I'm going to choose not to actively believe in a thing with no evidence. That is all atheism really is at its core.
Right.
And I mean, everyone has their own version of everything. I mean, you talk to a Christian or a Muslim, and everyone has their own version of it. That's why there's 36,000 denominations of Christianity. Like we as human beings, I think innately can't agree because we all need our own opinions. And I think, if nothing else, this channel is proof of that. I have all of my own opinions about this music, and a lot of the time, like I will never sit here and say I'm right. These are opinions. That is the end of it.
Right, and take it for what it is.
Yeah,
Face value, right
exactly.
there. That's your thing, your mantra. So anyway, what do you think of the music for? I mean, you said you enjoyed it, but can you imagine like disco being literally the number one selling record choice, and the one making people tons of money, and then Rush drops this on the world?
This is not disco. Like and
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
not saying that I'm a master of denoting genres, but this is not disco.
No, it's
um,
not. It almost flies right in the face of disco.
yeah.
Disco is 4/4 beat. And this one here, I had to look it up because I don't know the time signatures. They're so complex. It turns out that the song uses about 6 different time signatures, including the fabulous 13 over 4, 13/4 instead of 4/4.
I don't even
Uh,
understand how that works.
right, the 15/4, the 12/8. It occasionally goes 3/4, and then 4/4 is used in there occasionally as well.
Because why not pepper in the basics?
Because why not? Because we could.
I I can see having a little bit of trouble skating to this. You turn on
Yeah.
disco, you skate
Yes.
around the roller rink. You turn this
Right.
on. I assume that's what all of you older people were doing, is skating around roller rinks.
I don't know who you're talking to.
That's look. I've seen movies. You spend your
Yes, yes, you have.
Saturday
Yeah.
nights at the roller rink listening to
Okay, but you know
disco.
what? My number one thing to do was to try and get a girl to skate with me, and if I failed, I skated right to the arcade and played pinball. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, we'd like you to subscribe to the channel. We are a news reaction channel, so please like the video, comment if you'd like, and let us know what Rush songs you think Dave might be interested to look at next.